We were told the box was safest with family. That's the sentence that ended a relationship. We did a small wedding, 90-something guests, and in both of our families cash in an envelope is the normal gift. There was a card box on a table by the entrance. My husband's father volunteered to keep an eye on it, and honestly, that was a relief. It's the one job at a wedding you actually want a parent to take. He took it to his car around 9, which he said was for security. That's fine. That's what you do. 3 days later, on the way to the airport, my husband called him to arrange picking it up. His father said he'd already deposited it. Deposited it into his own account. He said he'd counted it, it came to a little over 14,000, and he'd hold it for us because young couples spend money on the wrong things. I want to explain what $14,000 was to us. It was the caterer's final balance, which was due in 11 days. It was the photographer. It was the $800 we still owed the rental company for chairs. We had budgeted the gifts into the wedding itself because that's how it works in both our families and everyone in that room knew it. My husband asked for it back. His father said no, not yet, he'd give it to us, when there was a house. There was no house. There was a bill. Over the next 2 weeks he offered a series of reasons. That my husband had never been good with money, which is not true and never has been. That his own parents had done the same for him. That we'd thank him in 10 years. And then, eventually, the real one, which came out during an argument in a kitchen, he'd wanted a bigger wedding, we'd overruled him on the venue, and this was the leverage he'd been waiting to use. $14,000 of other people's gifts. As leverage. Over a room. My husband put every payment on a credit card at 22% while we figured it out. That was the worst month of our marriage and we were 4 weeks into it. Here's what actually resolved it, and it wasn't a lawsuit. My mother-in-law found the deposit slip. She had not known. She'd assumed the box had been handed over the same night. When she understood what had happened, that 91 people had put money in an envelope with our names on it, and her husband had walked it into a bank, something in her face changed and never fully changed back. She transferred us the full amount from a savings account that was in her name, that afternoon, without asking him. Then she told him what she'd done, at the table, in front of us. He didn't speak to either of us for 7 months. When he finally called, it was to say he'd been made to look like a thief in his own house. We paid every vendor. My husband has not left him alone in a room with anything of ours since, and I don't think that's cruelty, I think that's just information. My mother-in-law and I talk every week now. That's the only good thing that came out of it, and it's not nothing.